Welcome back to Aging with Audacity, the podcast where we really help to define what it means to thrive in your 50s, 60s, and beyond. So, I don't know about you, but if you've been feeling a little frustrated about that stubborn menopause belly or post-menopause belly, as it is for me, that belly fat that just no matter what you do won't budge, trust me, you're not alone. I have definitely been experiencing that over the last few years. I'll explain more in a minute. But today we're going to be diving deep into what menopause belly actually is, why it matters, and 3 powerful science-backed ways to start reducing it right now, right from your home, right when you finish this episode. Menopause belly isn't just about weight gain. It's the accumulation of visceral fat around your midsection that is highly influenced from hormonal shifts that happen during menopause, specifically a drop in estrogen. So why does this happen? Lower estrogen leads to increased fat storage. So as we move through perimenopause, but mostly menopause and postmenopause, our bodies undergo significant hormonal shifts that impact how we store fat, especially around the midsection. Here's what's happening. A decline in estrogen levels leads to more belly fat storage. Estrogen plays a key role in regulating fat distribution. Before menopause, women tend to store more of the fat in the hips and thighs. I definitely am that person. I definitely was the person who easily had a flat stomach, but when the weight came gain, it was in my booty and my thighs. However, as estrogen levels dropped, the body, our body, your body, redistributes fat to the abdomen, favoring deep visceral fat storage around the organs, which is the most dangerous. Slower metabolism can lead, which happens in midlife during menopause, leads to fewer calories that are being burned. As we age, we naturally lose muscle mass, which slows down metabolism. Less muscle means that the body burns fewer calories at rest, making it easier to gain weight even without changing eating habits. Next, increased insulin resistance leads to more fat storage. So you're starting to see a picture like everything leads to that middle section. So with our age, our cells, as we age, our cells become less responsive to insulin. That's the hormone that helps us regulate blood sugar. This makes it easier for the body to store excess glucose as fat, especially around the belly. Higher cortisol, which is our stress hormone, and I'm definitely going to give you some special opportunity for you to manage that because I have found that's actually in postmenopause one of my biggest issues that I didn't even realize I had. The higher cortisol level leads to belly fat accumulation. Menopause can bring more stress, disrupted sleep, and emotional changes, all of which, and not to mention the world at large, all of which elevate cortisol. High cortisol levels signal the body to hold on to fat in the abdominal area as a survival mechanism. Bottom line, menopause belly isn't just about eating too much or not exercising enough. It's far from that. It's a result of hormonal changes, metabolic shifts, and stress responses. The good news, once we understand what's happening, we can work with our bodies to reduce visceral fat in a way that feels good and sustainable. All right, so what is the difference between subcutaneous fat and visceral fat? So subcutaneous fat is that kind of soft, pinchable fat under the skin. It's literally right under the skin, and it's mostly harmless. Obviously, anything to an extreme, stops becoming harmless and can become harmful. But in general, this subcutaneous fat is not harmful. On the other hand, visceral fat, which is that deep abdominal fat around the organs, is linked to higher risk of heart disease, insulin resistance, and inflammation, all of which cause problems as we age. So why should we care about this visceral fat? It's not just about the appearance. Oh, come on, let's face it. It's not looking great. I mean, we should love our bodies, and I do, and I work on it every day to really to just accept and trust and know that I'm doing all the things necessary to live the healthiest, most vibrant life. And that's why I'm here on Aging with Audacity to help you do that as well. So this type of fat, though, increases health risks such as heart disease, type 2 diabetes, inflammation, and cognitive decline. Hormonal imbalances that affect the mood and energy. So this isn't really about shrinking ourselves. It's about reclaiming our health and our confidence. So now that we know all that, let me give you some solutions. I want to talk about 3 simple ways to reduce menopause belly at home. Tip number 1, balance your blood sugar with smart nutrition. Why is this important? Kind of touched on it a little bit, but spikes in insulin lead to more belly fat storage. So here's some simple swaps. Start your day with protein and fiber. So here's some suggestions. Eggs with avocado, Greek yogurt with flaxseed, or a protein smoothie and greens. Now, you can take it to the next level and you can add, this is kind of I'll see if I can find the recipe, but adding cottage cheese to your eggs, you can make, what do they call at Starbucks? You can make the egg bites. So, and that doubles, I think that puts you at like 25, 30, maybe more grams of protein, which is what you should be starting with in the morning. So that is a great little hack. The same with the yogurt. If you mix Greek yogurt, I always use plain, but if you mix Greek yogurt with protein powder, a good source of protein powder, then you're doubling, then you're getting to 30, 40 grams of protein for the morning. And add flaxseed. I also add chia seeds and blueberries. And then you could be doing the similar thing with the yogurt and the protein powder and making a smoothie, and add your greens. You're not going to taste them. Add some blueberries, add some mango. You can add apple for fiber. So there's so many good things that you can do to start your day. And I think it's really important. We can have another conversation about intermittent fasting, but when you're ready to eat in the morning, whatever that means to you, start your day with that kind of fiber and protein. Now, I'm going to say avoid all ultra processed carbs. So opt for, things like the flaxseed is better. Opt for legumes and healthy fats. Anything processed in a package, you're running into problems, and that's going to show up in the belly fat. So here's a golden rule. Eat in a way that keeps you full and energized, not on a blood sugar roller coaster. You want to maintain, if you're intermittent fasting, let's say it's 8 hours. I tend to eat I do a very loose, I don't really do intermittent fasting, but I tend to like to eat 3 hours at least before bedtime. And and we're going to talk about movement in a minute, but I do like to, one thing to regulate your blood sugar is to walk for 10 minutes after each meal. So I tend to eat anywhere between 9:30 and 10 in the morning and try to eat no later than 6. That's kind of my window that seems to work for me. My breakfast, which is usually the yogurt, tends to keep me satiated until close to 2 o'clock, which sometimes kind of messes up my dinner. So if I can eat something smaller for lunch and then medium for dinner. I don't like to eat a ton during dinner. Okay, so now let's talk about tip number 2, which move in a way that supports your changing metabolism. Mixed strength training. I'm sure you've seen it 1,000 times that we need to be doing resistance strength training on a regular basis and movement. My choice is doing just some at-home strength training with light weights and my own body resistance, some yoga, and walking. I walk a lot. I like to walk. And so those 3 things are what fills me up. And then if I could find a close Zumba class, I do Zumba. I dance in the house. I Yes, I do. I dance in the house. Sometimes I'll put on a Zumba video and I'll dance because I just love Zumba so much. I just don't have a class near me at the moment. I'm also going to be taking up pickleball. So I recommend you add the strength training and do anything else that you feel good about, that you feel like you can commit to. I think that's the most important thing. We have to move our body, even if it's just walking every single day. That is going to add years to your life, not just years, but healthy years to your life. Strength training, again, start with 2-3 times a week. It builds muscle and it helps burn that visceral fat. Walking after meals, again, helps to regulate your blood sugar. And gentle core activation. You don't have to be doing crunches. You can instead try some deep belly breathing. Pilates or standing core exercises. Get your balance in check. Do you have good balance? Can you stand on one foot? There's simple things that you can do at home for sure that help with your exercise. Now, tip number 3, we touched on this a little bit, is to reduce cortisol, the belly fat stress hormone. So chronic stress equals more belly fat. So here's some simple ways to lower that cholesterol. Not cholesterol, cortisol, which also cholesterol. Do 5 to 10 minutes of deep breathing or meditation daily. When you're managing your core and you start lowering it, you're going to get much better sleep because you're getting good quality sleep is critical. So get quality sleep, aim for 7 to 9 hours per night. I know some people are laughing like, are you kidding me? When was the last time I got 9 hours of sleep? I agree. But 7 to 8, I get on a daily. So, and it makes a big difference. And have like a regular sleep schedule. I use magnesium at night, and I often during the day too, which really helps with the extra little tip is in my magnesium powder, I've been using apple cider vinegar and water mixed in the powder. And I do that every night as well. So you can also use some herbal support. Try some adaptogens with ashwagandha and or holy basil, which is tulsi. You can do that in a tea. You can do it in a supplement. I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to give you the link to this below. This is something called Rebalance. And these are really yummy lozenges that I suck on 3 times a day. And one after my breakfast, one after my lunch, and then one before bedtime. And ever since I started on this, these help specifically with women menopause, postmenopause, help lower their cortisol levels. And I have to say, when I learned more and more about how cortisol does affect the belly fat and sleep and stress, I started taking this and literally I started sleeping like a baby. And I lost weight in my belly after the first month of this. So I'm going to put a link that's going to give you more information about it. And I think it also gives you a discount to get started. And they give you in the first order, they give you these 3 glass vials to keep them in, which is really nice. And this is number 2. So this is my afternoon one, 2. Anyway, I have really loved that. So just to kind of recap what we talked about here, menopause belly is largely hormonal, but also manageable. Balancing blood sugar, movement, and stress management are the key. You're not stuck with this. You have so much power to support your body in ways that feel good and sustainable to you. So, if you're ready to take this step even further, I want to invite you to my Thriving Through Menopause and Beyond course, which dives deeper into natural strategies to balance hormones, feel more energy, and love your body in the next phase of your life, and so much more, honestly. We go deep into nutrition, like specific nutrition, hormone balancing supplements, hormone balancing essential oils, movement, stress management, all the things. It is a deep dive. I have the link for you below. I hope you start thriving today and encourage you. If you found this helpful, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and drop a comment below. What's one thing you're going to try today?